at, I need a name. You'll fight the twins with B Queen on. That's crazy. Look at that.
We need to see if he can eat room for attacking the Rabbit King.
Look at, I need a name.
Okay,
no.
Dragonfly's going for him now. He's on the cusp of death here. Come on, Eber.
Come on, bro.
10 seconds.
So technically, he should have an easier time than Uncomp, right?
You know, that's kind of exactly what I'm thinking, is that either it's going to be, you know, it's like he's taking off his ankle weights, right? And he's going to be able to zoom in, you know, this comparatively really easy vanilla. Or maybe he's forgotten how to play or make the most out of vanilla compared to the changes on uncompromising mode.
Yeah.
So, I recently played in a YouTuber tournament hosted by Don Giani, and it was a lot of fun. If you weren't aware, Don Giani has been very active on Twitch lately, which is where this event took place. The tournament format is very simple. 4 content creators are chosen to compete against each other by boss rushing on the same seed, and I was lucky enough to be one of them. Every boss is assigned a certain point value, and the player with the highest score in the end wins. Everyone has until the beginning of day 15 to accumulate as many points as possible, meaning we have less than 2 hours on the clock to get all our points. Each edition of the tournament also comes with some secret wildcard rules that the runners won't know about until right before the games begin. For this version, we had 2 of them. The first new rule was that duplicate characters are not allowed, so if someone else wants to pick the same character as you, you will have to roll for it. Luckily for me, this didn't cause me any problems because no one else wanted to contest my pick for some reason. I can't say the same for Jazzy though, since Eberferatu was able to steal away his Maxwell pick.
Whoever loses will go war talks.
Oh no! Things got very interesting when the other rule was revealed though. For this tournament, if you happen to kill 2 bosses at the same time, you would be awarded 2 extra points. This was a huge rule because 2 points is actually a lot when you look at how many points these bosses are typically worth, meaning it could make the difference between winning and losing. The runners are also prohibited from using any mods besides a select few that makes the viewing experience a bit better. Anyways, that's enough talking. Let's start the run. I'm picking Willow because Wolfgang and Woody are banned, and I believe she's the best option that we have left. Her skill tree is very powerful as it gives me a damage multiplier and a lot of very useful utility. Taking a look at the point system, we basically have to start with Ancient Guardian because he has very useful drops and is worth a very good amount of points. Going to the ruins early is very important for my strategy because it does a very good job at setting me up for the rest of my route. This is because I can get myself a Magiluminescence and Thulesite crowns, which will make every future boss fight much easier. While I'm down there, I can also get myself a pick/axe, which allows me to fight the Nightmare Werepig and unlock the Scrappy Werepig for the future. In terms of world generation, I got pretty lucky because I found the mosaic and a pig village on day 1. This allowed me to get all the items I needed to rush the ruins very quickly, and I was even able to bring some living logs with me for a future Thulesite club. We really don't need to bring a lot of stuff though. I just need materials to make 2 football helmets, 2 handbats, and the golden tools. I also dug up a few blue mushrooms to make the process much safer. Since I checked every sinkhole I came across, I had a pretty good understanding of where the ruins should be. Since there was a cave entrance far off in the distance, I knew that the muddy biome should be somewhere in between. Lo and behold, I was right. Now it's just a matter of finding the ruins, which are always connected to the muddy biome. To be honest, it really didn't take that much time to find it. Now we just need to search for the Ancient Guardian. I'm also farming embers for every slurper I come across, so I can make use of Willow's abilities. Hold up. This is cave rock turf, and it doesn't belong here. This can only mean one thing. Yep. I knew it. I had a bad feeling this would happen too. See, the seeds that everyone is playing on were handpicked by the organizers of this tournament beforehand, which means that this was no accident. Funky cave generation like this is pretty unfortunate to see because it means that conventional methods of exploration may not apply to this seed. And I know for a fact Don Giani knew that.
I need a name is very upset.
Yeah, he's Oops. We are sorry.
Since the world generation was bugged, I had a feeling the ruins could have spawned literally anywhere else, so I decided to waste a bunch of time outlining the muddy biome that I was in. Luckily for me, I found it just 5 minutes later, so it wasn't the end of the world. In another stroke of luck, we walked right in and immediately found where the labyrinth was. So I wasted no time and headed over to the Ancient Guardian for my first boss fight. I'm setting the boss on fire because Willow deals 25% more damage against burning targets when the Burning Frenzy skill is active. Since I'm competing against other players, I need to learn the Stutterstep technique in order to maximize my DPS and gain a competitive edge over the other players. Thanks to Don Giani's tutorial, I was able to quickly pick it up and practice just in time for this event. Before I kill the boss, I need to make sure that it's not on fire, because I need the raw meat it drops to make my next ham bat. And just like that, we now have 2 points on the scoreboard, putting us in the lead because no one else has made it to the Ancient Guardian yet. The loot we got from AG was incredible, as it had a Lazy Explorer and other nice goodies. All we need to do now is find a pseudoscience station and get out of here. Thanks to the Lazy Explorer, I was able to telepoof out of the labyrinth and make it to the correct ruins branch really quickly. I still needed a bit more nightmare fuel and thulecite, so with the help of Lunar Bernie, I decimated a bunch of clockworks and nightmares. Now that we have this pseudoscience station to ourselves, it's time to make a pick/axe, a thulecite club, and as many thulecite crowns as we can. From there, we left the ruins and started searching for the Nightmare Werepig, which we easily found. Without further ado, let's get started with our second boss fight. The Nightmare Werepig can't be set on fire, so we won't be able to make use of any damage multipliers. For this reason, I'm using a fresh ham bat to ensure a shorter fight. I also had most of my mushrooms left over, so I cooked them for as much sanity as I could get, so I wouldn't have to waste too much time fighting terror beats. With the Nightmare Werepig down, that puts us at 4 points, which is pretty good since most of the other runners have just finished the Ancient Guardian. Now, it is time to head up to the surface and start collecting as many points as we can get. The first thing we saw when we reached the surface was Bee Queen, which was a really lucky find because that's the next boss I'd like to fight. Several days before the tournament, I saw this video by Ameslarii. He was able to easily kill Bee Queen by farming a bunch of bees for embers, and it inspired me. I plan to use the same strategy he did, except there's just one problem. The Bee Queen biome had only 2 beehives, which was the lowest I've ever seen in my life. This kinda threw a big wrench in my plans, because I couldn't farm enough embers from just 2 beehives without spending way too much time. This meant that I had to adapt, and fast. I'm not allowed to pause the game and think, so I had to come up with some way to get embers faster. I desperately searched the map, hoping to find more beehives, trying to scrape together a strategy on how I'm going to get 4 stacks of embers without wasting too much time. This world didn't have a killer bee biome, but I was able to come across a couple scattered beehives here and there. With less than an hour left on the clock, I had to think of something. And then, I found it. This chest contains the terrarium, and it was the answer to all my problems. Since the beehives in this world were far apart and few in numbers, I won't be able to fight the Bee Queen for a few more days, which really sucks because I won't be making any progress on the scoreboard in the meantime. But what if I was? See, if we take a look at the point distribution of bosses, you can see that the Twins of Terror are extremely valuable, sitting at 4 points. This is because the boss has 20,000 health and can only be fought during the night, which is problematic because the nights are really short. That being said, although there's no way I can beat them in a single night, there's nothing stopping me from summoning them every night in a row and softening them up little by little. So that's exactly what I did. With the help of some local spiders, I was able to do over 3,000 damage in the first night, which was alright, I'd say. At this point, the plan is pretty simple. We run from beehive to beehive, farming embers during the day, and we summon the Twins of Terror during the night. At this point, I felt confident that I had enough embers to challenge the Bee Queen with, which meant that I'll be able to start fighting it right after the night is over. Now that the night is over, let's start the Bee Queen fight. I don't have a hammer. Okay, now I have a hammer. Let's do this. Truth be told, it has been a really long time since I fought the Bee Queen in vanilla. See, I have been playing uncompromising mode exclusively for years, which is a little problematic for me because the Bee Queen fight over there works completely differently than it does in vanilla. For this reason, I don't actually have a lot of practice with fighting this boss the normal way. So instead, I'm bringing Ameslarii's special technique. I'm spamming Lunar Flames off cooldown. Okay, that was incredible. I wasn't able to kill the Bee Queen right before the night started, so I was forced to fight 2 different bosses at the same time. Since failing to spawn the twins would reset all the progress I've gotten on them so far. Killing the Bee Queen got me 3 points, but the question is, how many points did I get for killing Spasmatism? See, if you remember that secret wildcard rule from before, you might think that that would be 2 additional points added to my score, but it doesn't work that way. The reason for this is because Spasmatism isn't considered a boss on its own. Instead, it's a part of the twins, which is technically still alive, since I haven't killed the Retinaser yet. That being said, it's not really a big deal, because I could still get the 2 bonus points if I did the Retinaser with another boss. The real problem is, I didn't know that at the time, and I actually thought I would have been awarded bonus points for that fight.
He needs to kill the twins first. The twins are the ones that need to
Oh, no,
die.
the
But he might
second-
not be aware of that.
Nice.
He might
He's
think
dead
that he'll still get the point bonus even if the twins despawn.
Interestingly enough though, the commentators realized this, and they decided to undeafen me to explain how the rule actually works.
Hasn't gotten the point bonus.
I need a name, bro. You have to find, you have to kill Retinaser with
Hello?
any other boss to get the 2 more points. All right?
Bro, I'm about to do that, man.
Okay.
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 Yep. Let him go. Let him go.
Okay.
that's where-
Let's go. Focus.
I'm gonna be honest, I still didn't know what was going on, even after he literally just told me. Whatever though, I'm sure it won't become a problem later on. So let's just fight the Scrappy Werepig next. Now, hold on a minute. Why is the Scrappy Werepig here? Shouldn't it take like 10 days for it to spawn after I killed the Nightmare Werepig? I did that back on day 7, so how am I able to fight it on day 12? The answer to that is pretty simple. Remember the mod list we were restricted to? One of them is Don't Starve Alone, which is known to have a very interesting bug. The mod is designed to reduce lag, and it does so by disabling the caves when you're on the surface, and vice versa. However, by doing so, it tricks the timers of the game to think certain things happened before they actually did. For example, if you happen to go in the caves on day 2, but kill the Nightmare Werepig on day 7, the game is tricked into thinking the Nightmare Werepig died on day 2, so the Scrappy one spawns on day 12 in the surface. Anyways, that's enough chit chat from me. Let's fight this guy. Well, it looks like the Retinaser got away, but on the bright side, that's another 3 points onto the scoreboard, putting us at 10, which is pretty good because most of the other runners seem to be miles behind. But what's this? Eber is only 3 points behind me, and he's fighting the same boss that I just did. Hold up, he's doing the Eye of Terror, and then he killed the Scrappy Werepig. Unlike me, he actually managed to follow the rule correctly, and now he's at 13 points. All that time I wasted getting embers gave him the chance to catch up to me, and now he's actually in the lead. On the brighter side of things, I still have 2 nights to kill the Retinazer, except I completely burned through my pan flute. Since putting the twins to sleep is a very viable method of getting a lot of damage on them, I really need to get myself another pan flute. Luckily for me, I managed to build a prestidigitator and craft the pan flute I needed just in time. The only thing left to do while I waited for night was to search for the Dragonfly Desert, because it's probably the only boss left that might actually be possible with the time we have remaining. Once it became nighttime, we resumed the Retinazer fight. This is it, fellas, the final day. I wasn't able to kill the Retinazer there, but it's so low that I'm sure I'll get it tonight. All we can really do now is look for the Dragonfly Desert. Normally, I wouldn't know where to look, but luckily for me, I watched the Chosen One's exploration guide, and from there, I learned that the Savannah biome is something otherwise known as a middle biome, which basically means that it likely has another biome past it. I walked through the biome, and boom, there it is. Let's hurry up and build some walls and start fighting. I don't know if I'll be able to get through 27,000 health in half a day, but at this point, I might as well try.
Or the Dragonfly points at all.
I don't know if it's possible, to be honest, because look at Eber though. He can die at any moment.
He can die, and if he dies, that's over. It's over. Eber's game is hinging on this exact fight, and he has so little room for error.
That's because
he got hit again. He's so low. He ate the cooked mandrake. He had a cooked mandrake or something. He's back at full health. He's back in the fight. Oh no. Oh, this is not over. If he doesn't kill Dragonfly before day 14 is over, it would have all been for nothing.
Look at the Retinazer.
He's a dead man walking. He needs to start using his pamphlet. He needs to start going crazy. Okay, Dragonfly's going for him now. He's, on the cusp of death here. Dragonfly's free. 1,500. Needs to summon more duelists. Or is he gonna go in for the kill himself? Eber! 10 seconds! Go! Oh, he's dead! And the duelists are dead! No!
Well, I guess that's it. I wasn't able to kill Dragonfly in the time I had left, but I guess it didn't really matter in the end. Once everyone's time was up, I was left with the most points, having just one more than Eberferatu. I won't lie though, seeing how close he was to killing the Dragonfly was terrifying to watch. But I guess it's a good thing that Maxwell only has 75 health. I do want to congratulate all the contestants though, because I believe they all played very well. I wasn't able to show off the full scale of this event in this video, since it was mostly focused on my point of view. But believe me when I tell you, it was pure cinema, especially Carrion's point of view. Trust me. Anyways, if you want to see the whole thing with everyone's perspectives, you'll need to go watch it on Don Giani's side, since he's the one hosting it live on his Twitch. More importantly though, you don't want to miss out on the next edition of the tournament, which is happening on Sunday, the 27th of October at 1 p.m. UTC time. There's only been 2 tournaments so far, but I can confidently say that they have been the most entertaining forms of Don't Starve Together content that I have ever seen, so I encourage you all to show up to the third one. There are some very skilled players playing in the 3rd edition, so I can guarantee that it will be exciting to watch. One last thing I want to say before I disappear again. I've been a bit preoccupied with life, so I haven't been nearly as active as I used to be. I just want to let you guys know that I'm doing good over here, and that I actually have another long form uncompromising mode related video that I have slowly been working on. My fingers are crossed that I finish this project before 2025. But to be honest, I can't guarantee that I do. Instead, here's a very small teaser on what it's gonna be.